Hi, I'm Simon Smith from simonsweather.org. Today we're going to take a look at the upcoming winter outlook for 2018 and 2019, as well as some of the weather patterns and factors that go into determining what determines the winter and what our winter may end up looking like, whether it would be one featuring perhaps a lot of rain and wet conditions, or perhaps the opposite, like the last two winters, which may feature a lot of snow and some cold temperatures. I'd like to take a moment here to thank a few local businesses for their sponsorship for helping put this video together. They are local businesses in Lincoln County in the Libby area. I'd like to say thank you to Cabinet Mountain Brewery, Kootenai Aviation, Montana Auto Works, Big Sky Lumber, Hecla, Montana, Clearwater, Montana Properties, Libby Gym, Glacier Insurance, Frames Unlimited, Sheer Bros Hobbies, and Environomics. Thank you to you guys for helping support this. Here's what I found in doing the winter outlook for our region. I don't think we're going to see a winter this winter with nearly the snow that we've seen the last two winters. And then temperature-wise, looking for temperatures to be a little bit more on the mild side this winter. The last couple of winters, we've seen some pretty long cold outbreaks that have stuck around for quite some time. I don't think we'll see that this winter, at least right now. It does not look like that is what is likely to happen. The next chart here is taken straight off of my website and shows the averages for a normal winter for both Libby, Montana and Thompson Falls, Montana. And as you can see, our temperatures tend to run a little bit cool, near freezing, give or take a few degrees in both locations. And precipitation, a maximum in December, and then a slow dropping off into January and February. Next up behind me here is what it looked like for the two winters that most closely resemble what we're going into right now for our winter. So I picked 1958-59 as well as 2014-2015. We look at the winter 58-59, that was actually a good winter for our region, both in Thompson Falls as well as Libby, with a fair amount of snow and temperatures running below average. Now we look at 2014-2015, and the numbers are not quite as promising there if you want snow. The numbers on the temperature range there are a little warmer than average, but the precipitation, as you take a look here behind me, is considerably below average. The next chart I have behind me here is what's called the ONI index, which is the El Nino Southern Oscillation Index. So 2014-2015 looks very similar to where we are right now and where we stand. Does that mean that we're going to have a dry and mild winter? Not necessarily. Behind me here now is the Climate Prediction Center's winter outlook for temperatures for December, January, and February. This map does not mean that it will be warmer than average. It simply is indicating that there's a 50% chance of above average temperatures. The second frame here is the odds for precipitation. And as you can see, it's white. The white is equal chances of above average, average, or below average precipitation. That's just a fancy way of saying they really don't know what to expect for our region. So what have I been able to find out? Well, I'm going to share that with you guys here now. Behind me here now is the Climate Prediction Center's 10-year average for the 10-week El Nino winters that we have had in the past. And as you can see, it is in the white range, which shows, if you look at the bottom of the screen there, shows really no deviation from warmer than average or colder than average. Now the next map here shows the precipitation trend, and as you can see for our little corner here in Montana, it's in the light green area, which again at the bottom of the map here you can see shows slightly wetter than average. Lastly, taking a look at here is the PNA, or the Pacific North American pattern. Behind me here you can see is the positive phase as well as the negative phase of the PNA pattern. At this time we have been in the positive phase of the PNA pattern since about the beginning of September. So September and October, and actually it does go back all the way into August. You might remember the heat wave that we had in August this year with the extreme temperatures well up into the hundreds that lasted 3 days in a row, including a 108 in Libby at one point in August. that pattern really hasn't changed a whole lot. Yes, it's wet outside right now, the ground is wet, but that's because the sun angle is lower and the temperatures are cooler, but we're still relatively warm and dry for this time of year. The winter so far, or this fall so far, has been a very mild and dry start to the winter season at this time. That looks likely to continue throughout the winter. Doesn't mean that we won't see any outbreaks of cold air or maybe some big snowstorms, but the odds are highly against that at this time. I do also want to take this time right now to thank Big Sky Media for filming this and putting this video together. They've done a great job, and hope you'll check them out. Their website's located at the bottom of the screen here. And thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. We'll do a spring outlook once we get later into the winter, and probably a winter review as well. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and hope this helps you out. Bye-bye for now.